Maybe the river could be crossed on that.
10,000 marks of power, each and every one. He'll come.
Even you don't know your master's name, do you?
The Master? The Shadow? The Crawler?
The squirrel's cheeks are so distended with acorns, its mouth is stretched wide in a surprised-looking O.
To skinny, Aoife said. Gotta get my plump on for winter.
As the squirrel speaks, one fat acorn plops out of its mouth and rolls onto the ground between you. The squirrel's eyes go wide as its mouth.
Get your beady eyes off my dinner. Mine! Mine!
The squirrel grasps the acorn in its tiny paws and scuttles away.
A lake of death fog, and the bridge appears to be down.
Someone wants to discourage visitors.
There must be a way across.
The Master? The Shadow? The Crawler? He has 10,000 names, all true and...
What's this? I found something.
Jonathan, how long has it been?
Gareth looks to the limp body at his feet, then to you, sword raised. He isn't quite present, but lost in his own tangled thoughts.
I knew I'd see him again. I wish it hadn't been like this. The blow knocked him out, but he's not dead. This man, this Magister, his name is Jonathan. He's my friend, or was my friend. I led him here. I felt someone's gaze on me from almost the very moment I stepped foot on the coast. Lucian taught never to ignore augury, and sure enough, I saw the flash of white. I heard the sprigs snapping. Someone was watching, following. I came here and waited. The door swung open and it was him. A face I hadn't seen since I was called to the Seekers. He didn't say a word, just flashed the arrest warrant. Seems he didn't expect the punch. Now I must do as duty requires.
Gareth raises his blade and tightens his grip, but falters. He cannot strike the final blow.
You want me to drag a white across the coast in viewing distance of a dozen Magisters and get a tongue lashing from Malady as a reward? I have not lost all sense, I assure you.
Gareth's fingers open and close around his sword's hilt. His breathing slows and his face relaxes, yet his arm remains suspended. Gareth lowers his arm and straightens his spine.
I know a safe place nearby, away from the creatures of the meadows. I'll take him there. He'll be untouched until he wakes. I pray he remembers what we were, and what we still might be, should Lucian will it.
Before you lies a primitive altar to the Seven, apparently constructed during a bygone era. Something about it appeals to you, a faint heat emanating from the stones, perhaps. The stones appear to be just that. Apart from a few faded red stains across the topmost slab, nothing unusual betrays itself. Gentle heat warms your hand. The air stirs, as though someone had appeared and taken a seat upon the altar. A voice rises around you, its source unclear. Fractured whispers surround you. God woken. The word flutters against your ear. You are my champion. You cannot fail. A jolting sensation pierces your heart. As the shock fades, you realize you've absorbed a modicum of source, seemingly from the air around you. The whispers shuffle away and the air shifts. Whatever was here a moment ago is gone now.
The Scion works. You do not disturb her.
The elven warrior stands guard over a captive magister. The magister looks a little worse for wear.
Stay back. The thief stays where she is. Do the Divine Order tend our needs when they steal our lands, torture us, murder us? We only return what is given.
This looks like an elven proving ground, but I've never seen one for myself.
I suspect these skulls were left here as a warning. Don't expect a welcome.
I've spotted something. I've spotted something.
These river guys will shoot you through if you get too close. I'm gonna try and slip through the back way myself. I like a river challenge.
Stay away from the thief.
No, it hurts.
You recognize Diana, the runaway scion from Fort Joy. Her face looks different, alight with fervor.
You! I warn you not to follow! You. Accident. You...
Her face, tight with rage, suddenly slackens. She winces.
Forgive. The armor warns of thieves. I do not expect friends. You think I am mad? This one takes my spores, but the armor finds her.
She gestures at the bound Magister and freezes as if listening.
Yes, yes. Simpler to show them. Come. Watch. Do not touch. Come here, Duran.
Eyes widen. Gasping for air, she looks to you, her surprise quickly replaced by rage.
You! How dare you interfere!
not trying to escape, are you?
Don't expect a welcome.
Shush, Mabel.
Don't you shush me, Geraldine. I'll talk to whomever I like.
Shh, they're still here.
I know they're still here. My apologies for my idiot friend, but we could really use your help.
You won't believe it. You won't believe it, Mabel. He'll think we're mad cows.
Truth is, kind sir, that we are not, in fact, cows. At least not as such.
We're people. Captives, to be exact. Enslaved by the witch. You're not here to visit Alice Elysian, are you?
So will you help us?
He won't help us. Look at him. Can barely help himself. Yes, sir. Please help us. Mabel, he can hear us whispering.
I know, Geraldine, I know. Now shut up. Look, we really do need your assistance.
Just get us something to drink.
What my friend here means to say, kind sir, is that there's a cure for our condition. Alice Elysian has it in her house. If we could drink it, we could then regain our former forms, as it were, and steal away.
Don't mention the rats.
For God's sake, Geraldine.
What rats?
They're just ordinary rats. Nothing special or awful about them at all. Wouldn't let them worry you.
The witch ain't here.
What my friend wishes to say is that Alice went into the cloisterwood collecting herbs and hasn't been seen in some time. But that there, just down the way, is her house. She has a frog. You can't miss it. Would you mind awfully procuring for us a small potion that Alice Elysian keeps in her cellar? We'd rather like to, you know, assume our rightful forms and toddle off. Thanks ever so.
Here be witchery. Trespass not.
Oh my gods, you're ugly! You turn milk green and a magister's red coat black. My mistress Alice might fancy you, though. She has a taste for the odd, if she ever makes it back. The magisters with the red coats chased her into the woods. They'll be sorry.
Ugh, smells of lavender and charred flesh. It's almost homely. Almost.
Yeah. Hello. Stand back a bit there. I'm not feeling very well.
Is that her eye? Did she pluck out her own eye?
Oh my god, stop looking at me! You're making my...
eggs. It's mating season. I've got places to be. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ah.
Hello there. A fine day it is. And the finest day for a wee saunter through the trees it is too. Not even any void-woken left to spoil it. Oh, just the best. Just the bee's knees, really. I've made more money today than in the last month combined. Thanks to a group of magisters who were in such a hurry they didn't have time to haggle. Some sorcerer who fled by earlier, and she paid a handsome toll too. Glory, what a marvellous day. Whoa, not so fast. I do try to be nice about it and all that, but this bridge is Marge's business. Since it is such a fine day, I can let you pass at a discount if you entertain me with tales of valiant void-woken battle. Otherwise, full price.
Wide-eyed, Marge nods in appreciation at your tale.
Now that is a story. For that, you can pass for a pittance. Over you go, and be sure to appreciate the bewitching views as you cross my magnificent bridge.
Bears ahead. Honey bears, looks like.
You want some honey? You can't have it. Bees are dead. Bees are dead. Bees! Bees dead. Good thing too, 'cause, honey. We can't have it. It's ours.
The honey, bog off. It's the best honey ever. Makes a bear feel good. So bog off. It's ours.
Clearly a man of wisdom and piety. Humility, not so much. Once this was a place of holy learning. Also statue making. Very important statues.
A haughty-looking undead woman, unmasked, surveys the ground around her, seeking something. Suddenly, her head swivels, and she trains an imperious gaze upon you.
What side do you take?
Her voice is clipped and detached, with metallic overtones. It even seems to echo, as if she's speaking to you from very far away. She cocks her skull to one side with a nightmarish creak. Though her shiny visage is completely devoid of emotion, you sense confusion in her manner. Confusion and more than a little scorn.
Quick now, quickly. Do you support Divine Order or Black Ring? So long as you do not pledge allegiance to the ring, we can talk. Perhaps even trade. I have books, though I hate to part with them. And you, hopefully, you have something I want. Eithne was my name.
She slaps her face violently as she corrects herself, dislocating her loose jawbone and powdering the earth beneath her feet with bone dust.
I was a librarian in arts for the glory of the Order. The ring came, burnt my library to the ground. My books, they are all I have, all I had. I had to save them. The flames, there was no making it out alive. But as the fire caught my magical scrolls, they all turned to a rain of glittering ash. I awoke covered in it. And here I stand. That would be prudent if I wanted to stay alive, or whatever it is that I am now. Survival is not something that interests me any longer. Not in this form.
Suddenly, she leans towards you with an unnerving creak.
Enough about that. I'm traveling as I look for a particular book. A tome to teach me how to make corpses explode. Would you have anything like that I could learn from?
She scuffs one boot in the ashen dust at her feet and gazes off to the far horizon.
For my collection?
She opens and closes her jaws several times before deciding to speak. She dusts off her tunic as she confides in you, leaving a musty scent lingering in the air, like an old attic piled high with mildewed paper.
I spent years alone in a study researching the afterlife. I don't want this shadow existence. What is this world but a training ground for the next? What is this decaying body but the tool to get me there? I have almost everything I need to go. I just need that book.
With a curt nod, she turns back to her books.
Must find it. Must find it. Must find it. Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek? Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek?
A haughty-looking undead woman, unmasked, surveys the ground around her, seeking something. Suddenly, her head swivels, and she trains an imperial...
What side do you take?
Her words to echo, as if she's speaking to you from very far away.
There is no hour. Not like you, not in the least. Quick now, quickly. Do you support Divine Order or Black Ring? You say nothing. Yet I can hear it. I hear it in every rustle underfoot, every breath you take. Malevolence, darkness. It hangs off you like an ill-fitted cloak, like rancid skin. I cannot suffer you to live. Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek?
Is that thing diseased?
Oh, I'd give up my wings for a respite from this pestilence. A rare, highly prized breed called, I can't quite recall.
This cursed sickness has scrambled my memories. I can't think straight. My feathers are molting. My wings can't carry me anymore. I feel so cold. All I can think about is warmth.
It painstakingly attempts to flap its wings to no effect. You catch a glimpse of its weak little torso. A faint glow emits from within it, like a cooling ember.
A phoenix? Cut back on whatever you're drinking. I'm in no mood to be made fun of. Not in this condition. I'd know if I was a phoenix.
The bird stares at you for a long moment.
All right, do it. Burn me. But may the flames consume you too if you're wrong about this.
Is it dead?
A phoenix egg?
The egg is warm to the touch, but not from the ashes. This warmth comes from deep within the egg. The egg is smooth and glossy dark, like some rare volcanic mineral. From deep within its core, a fiery glow pulsates, almost like a heartbeat.
It seems like a rare find indeed. You would be wise to preserve it.
To harm something so rare, so defenseless, it would be a terrible sin. Keep the egg safe.
The phoenix will hatch, only to go through the same suffering again. Better to eat it.
This is a find not to be squandered idly. I shall keep it for now.
Oh, hello there. A fine day it is, and if you're not a-paying...
By the hazing of the shade, I'll kill your shining lights! I'll kill your shining lights! Another world, another life. Thieves and liars, I'd eat their tongues, I'd eat their lives. I'll eat your shining lights! Trouble? Trouble? Bubbling skin and burning knuckle. I'll kill your shining lights! Oh, baby. baby. Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. You feel it. You feel it too. Come to me, and I'll kill your shining lights. Bubbling skin and burning knuckle. I'll kill your shining lights.
Hello, sir.
Good day to you.
What was that thing?
Please, Lord, spare me. Spare me. It's too much. I hurt too much. You cannot come here. I'm not done.
The creature suddenly holds itself around the ears, as though seized by a great pain. Several flapping jaws open and close over a single many-fanged maw, like a taxidermist's experiment.
Go! Why are you here? Why do you come here?
His frantic gaze passes from the blood-stained altar to you. Comprehension suddenly clears the agony from his face.
He wants blood. He wants blood. My lord, I'll give you blood. I'll give it all. I beg you, my lord. Accept.
Back so soon?
He rubs his leathery hands together with glee.
Well, you know what to do. Unless you want to pay the big bucks. Sure. One regular priced bridge crossing coming right up. And don't even start with me this time. The price is the price.
He smirks as he raises his tree trunk-sized arms overhead and lunges for you. Somehow, you get the feeling that you're actually giving him what he really wanted all along.
Nothing good. The Voidwoken are everywhere.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no Voidwoken.
Up ahead, paladins, the famous divine protectors of arcs. I wonder what they're doing here, so far from home.
Halt, traveller, if you please. Who goes there? Who's asking? Red Prince, eh? In that case, you better talk to Sir Hardwin. Centre Bridge, can't miss him.
I shall not mourn till war is done.
A senior paladin sits hunched over a tattered map. He registers your presence, sits back in his chair, taps his fingers on the map.
Who are you, and who sent you? You must be the Red Prince. I did meet with Abramos, yes, but he's no longer here. Some lizards came along, rather shady-looking types if you ask me. Before I knew it, the fellow you're looking for was gone. I told you, didn't I? Shady, and heavily armed as well. Last I heard, one of my scouts saw them heading down the southern road bound for Stone Garden. A graveyard. Now, if you'll excuse me...
He looks back down at his map, but then seems to change his mind.
Actually, hang on for another moment, would you? I think I've heard about you. Didn't you free the Meister from the gallows in Driftwood? Ah, yes. Discretion is the soul of valor, as they say. I may have a job for a lizard of great valor and discretion. Interested?
He taps a finger on the map on the table.
Here, in the Black Pits, are White Magisters. Their operation is shrouded in mystery, and this pricks our ears. We are gravely concerned. We believe the White Magisters may have strayed into the darkness. We suspect that Dallas herself and her master Vriedemann are the inspiration for these dark endeavors. Look under the white veil of secrecy and report back. How much do you want? I have fewer paladins to pay, so I have ready gold. But there are limits.
He thinks on this.
It's a hefty amount. But for a job well done, we can stretch to it.
He offers you an item. A whistle-like device sits nestled in your hand.
When you're ready, send a war owl. Be careful out there. It's a dangerous place these days. And I'd like to think I'll hear from you again. And, adventurer...
He looks you in the eye.
Don't get caught.
Burning Voidwoken. The stink upsets me, and I don't know why.
What's this? I found something. So many tales, So many memories buried in the soil.
Look who's come to join the party. Oh, but you do get around, don't you?
He takes a satisfied sniff and rubs his hands together. His lips...
When it comes to graveyards, I'm a kid in a candy shop. All sorts of goodies and gewgaws for the taking. And a bit of rousing conversation. If you know where to dig, that is. Your concern is noted. But I assure you that I take the utmost precautions. The ingredients to many a tincture are buried in the earth here. I wouldn't let a few pesky lichens break my stride.
He presses a forefinger against his chin and hums.
You're a savvy one. I must confess, I'm not just here for random baubles and whatnot. There's something my heart, such as it is set on. Well, that's the gold-plated question it is. I dare say you'll enjoy this story. Somewhere in this graveyard lies an object of tremendous power. Or so the legends say, anyway. Belonged to a family buried near here, the Surreys. I've been reading up on them. An ancient clan of eccentrics and oddballs. Fascinating people, truly. Old Joanna was the last. The poor dear. Had no money, no children, just this incredible heirloom passed down to her through the generations. Problem is, no one knows what this object is. Only that it's an astounding piece of work. Seems Joanna took its secrets to her grave. Rather literally.
His coy grin freezes.
I can recite each page from memory, but I've neither the time nor the inclination.
Tarquin sighs, and his lips unfreeze. For a moment, he looks almost modest.
It pains me to say, but you've talents in the adventuring department that I do not. This heirloom could prove valuable for both of us. It's a quandary, you see. I tried. I really did. But the servants that tend the graves, well, their master isn't so keen on me. He caught me nosing around and had those masked freaks chase me off. The spirits within are particularly feisty as well. Can't say why. I'm as gentle as can be. Alas, I am stuck sniffing out herbs and fungi on the outskirts.
Panic flashes across his face, and his voice constricts into a harsh whisper.
You need to understand something. A cataclysm is coming. Either you help me help you to stop it, or we stand idle while the shadows engulf us.
His voice calms. His face relaxes.
Let's make this easy. I'll assume you've accepted my mission. You'll assume I give it in good faith. Beautiful. The Surrey tomb must be somewhere nearby. And whatever that object is in there, I bet it's impressive. I do wish I could wander inside. It would be nice to look up some old friends. See if they're in good spirits.
Within the stone garden's walls, peace be thy immortal fortune, relieved of toil, free of indignity, until thou art called to serve.
Another ode to crass dwarven excess. Vulgar. Do the dwarves worship this woman?
In death, the dwarves give eagles life. An elegant passing for an inelegant people.
The eagle glowers at you balefully, with eyes like shiny little buttons. One manicured and beribboned claw shoots forth to claim the stringy offal before him. Stretching his neck forward, he peers closely at you.
Pretty eyes. Eyes that see far.
The eagle's own eyes glitter with avarice.
Think I need your eyes? Please. Before me lies a banquet of power, the most splendid feast for all my senses.
Peck, peck, peck. The eagle pecks free some choice lump of gristle from deep within the corpse. He swallows it whole, dark blood dripping from his beak and matting the fluffy feathers at his throat.
Master died, but Master told me what to do. All my life told me you are what you eat. So I do. I will become the Master. Unless you are not the new Master, are you? I am. But first, you must prove yourself worthy. Eat of old Master's flesh.
You chew it for what seems like forever, yet the texture does not change in your mouth. Tough, yet moist. Leathery, yet slippery. It's disgusting. Sometimes you really wonder about how you make choices in life. Sometimes, like now. The eagle hops from claw to claw, peering up at you with a berserk and bird-like excitement.
See? Feel it? The power!
A hacking caw breaks free from his ebony beak. Those little button eyes seem clouded in the gloom.
Disrespect! You spurn Master's gifts! Leave now! Leave Master and I alone!
He ostentatiously fluffs up his feathers and turns back to his sordid repast. Biting deep into the rotting flesh, your senses are assailed with a rank odour of meat long past its prime. Your memory wavers and becomes not your own, but the memory of one who led the most solitary of lives. You see myriad wings flapping, your hand scattering birdseed. You hear the screeching of eagles, the tearing of flesh. All of your life is centred on this place, this pedestal of death. All of your life is dedicated to feeding your eagles the meat of your dearly departed people. The eagle glowers at you with one baleful eye, keeping...
What's this? I found something.
The plinth of the statue bears a series of deep, circular scratches upon its stone. The statue can be rotated. The statue rotates with little resistance. The statue rotates with little resistance. The statue rotates. The sculpture looks impossibly heavy, yet turns with little effort.
I've spotted something.
masked creature is mute, save the occasional moan.
What's this? I found something.
Vilnix Creever. Almost sounds like a lizard name. But here... Pauline Lacey lies here, burned in her bed. As in life, so in death. Here lieth Jeffa, first name unknown, and of no further use. A lonely traveller did pass. We found her lying in the grass. We saw the smile upon her face, and gave her a final resting place.
These are lizard remains. But in the human section of the graveyard, something's amiss.
You struggle to focus on the so-called healer looking down at you. Nothing but a human quack. The end is near. You can sense it. You croak out a last plea, to be burned in the lizard tradition, but it only comes out as an unintelligible squeak. The human frowns in confusion. Everything goes dark.
You savage! I hope you choke on me!
Arthur Bree lies here, sadly missed by customers and family alike. Here lies Porphyria Swan, died of shrieking hysteria. Let the gossips chatter, no matter. Here rests Timus Anchoret. Ever may he look out upon the woods he loved so dearly.
I've spotted... Dude! Help! I'm down here! A mind of this magnitude shouldn't be cursed to live like this. Can you dig me up? Don't worry, there's nothing funny about me.
Mourn not for Crispin, a simpleton's idea of a clever man, and a poor man's idea of a rich one.
Please hurry! It's stifling in here.
The skeleton tries to brush the dirt from his clattering bones, then frowns. The moistest bits are still stuck in his cracks and crevices.
Thanks. You're probably looking for a reward, but I haven't got much. Except, you know, the wisdom of the ages.
He pokes a finger against his ossified head.
I'm a bit of a philosopher, you see. Not much else to be, what with all that thinking time. Are you questioning my intellect? You think you say more sooth than me, a verified soothsayer?
The skeleton pauses and sighs, then straightens his spine with a clatter.
A soul bond will settle it. A battle of wits. Then the cosmos itself will decide who can better face the truth of our own essence, me or you. A weak soul may not survive the bond, but I'm sure you'll be just fine. Oh, it's easy. We link up souls and share our innermost beliefs. Think of it like an innocent little duel. The winner remains comfortable with their personal truths. The loser, well... Oh, how fun. Just touch this bone on my rib cage here, right over where my heart would be, if well, you know.
You reach for the rib in question, but nothing feels different. Not until you try to pull your finger away and it remains glued to the bone.
All right, mister. Deep thought. First up, our purpose in life. I say it's to accumulate knowledge. Pretty great answer, eh? Can you do better than that?
His jaws clack together in a show of self-assurance. A shattering shiver passes through the skeleton's body from toe to head, then back again.
Well, but... let's just move on to the next question. Tell me, Sammy Smarty Pants, is there such thing as free will? I say no. The gods guide our every move. I dare you to outsmart me now. Oh, gods, I can hardly bear to. All right, I need to get a hold of myself.
The skeleton hangs his head low, then yanks it upwards again.
One last query. Is there a difference between right and wrong? The truth is that there is not. Only action and consequence. Oh-ho! I got you there.
You feel the bond break between your finger and the skeleton. You pull your hand quickly back to your side.
I can't bear this existential agony. What have you...
An ancestor tree. Pure grace in an undeserving world. The spirit of the tree may have much to say.
The roots of a great ancestor tree reach from deep underground to the surface above and beyond. But this tree feels tainted. You are a scion of the elves. The mother tree demands your blood. You do not have a choice. She has a plan, and you must serve her with your death. You heed your mother's wishes and take root. But then you hear a voice, a friendly whisper from beyond. The voice knows you, he understands you, he loves you. He offers you your freedom and asks but one small service in return. Grateful, you accept. In an instant, you are an elf once more, walking in the world. But your new friend begins to make demands. Small services, then larger and more often. they cause you pain. At last, he bids you guard your tree. He expects you shall have guests. You shall kill the Godwoken when they come. Then you shall be free. The thought occurs. The sign replaced one bad deal with another.
To trade one's soul for immortality and then lose out on your prize? That is unfortunate, no matter the circumstances.
Desperation leads to stupidity. Among the stupid, anyway.
Elven games. No one cares.
A cremation pyre. From fire to ash, from ember to flame.
The masked creature is mute, save the occasional moan. Here lieth Haverley North and Child, struck down by a sorcerer fiend most vile.
A melee took place here, with House of Shadows assassins from the looks of it. I dread a dream undone.
Are resplendent with polished ivory, heavy but well made, perfect for a noble like yourself. The air around you glows with sudden heat. Specks of ash fall from the sky, summoning a fractured memory. Dig, work, deeper. By the Empress's order, you have to go deeper. As the memory fades, ghostly flames flicker on the surface of the polished sabatons.
I see you. You have the strength I've been looking for. Patience. You must prove yourself worthy of such answers. Find where the archaeologist cut into the earth. I will draw strength from there to speak again.
The voice vanishes, but the bone-deep longing remains. You must dig in the east. You must. A terrible chill pervades the air as the ashen vision fades. Someone new is watching you. Here lies Old Man Malik. No dancing on this grave.
human graves. May the dead stay forever at rest.
Here lies Phylan Surrey, whose family's generous patronage helped build these burial grounds, and who refused to be buried in the Surrey crypt. Here lies an unnamed child of the Harkwood family. Their sorrows know no bounds. Here lies an unnamed child of the Harkwood family. Their sorrows know no bounds. Here lies an unnamed child of the Harkwood family. Their sorrows know no bounds.
What's this? I found something.
You were kind and honest and devoted to your dog, but you came a-knocking here in search of work, and the dog took a fancy to the man of the house. Your own dog turned on you and tore you down. The lizard hums tunelessly, not a melody exactly, but more of a meandering moan.
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, the dwarves were kept. Lizards burned in lasting flame. Elven trees towards skies did aim.
She looks to your left with one eye and to your right with the other.
Keeping watch, tending graves.
She flinches as you move closer.
No, no touching.
Her humming fades. The eerie silence lasts for several seconds.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it when someone touches his things. No work. I do it 'cause I like it. Don't cause trouble. Weeds and shoo the ravens.
She shivers and whispers.
He's a powerful sorcerer. Lives here in the garden. Can take the you from you. No brain, just body. My mind isn't big, but it's still mine.
She points at her head.
The servants, they got nothing up there. Riker has it all now. They need to be freed. Only way, kill Riker. The servants, so lost, chained by Sorcerer Riker, but they can still go home to the hall. Set them free.
The ensuing silence lasts for several seconds, until she picks up the melody once again and turns away. You recognize the dog from the town square in Driftwood. The wounds from his spiked collar are healing well.
Oh, hi! How are you? I'm good. Hey, do you smell that? It smells like the fish place, doesn't it? Like fish, only, worse. Okay, bye!
Here lies Margilenia Pruitt, who won many battles, at the bridge and elsewhere. An ancient grave marker. The name upon it has faded away. The elements have made it impossible to make out the name upon this grave marker.
I'll need to get clever with this lock.
Ugh, this flesh is well past ripe. Whatever memories it once held are now gone. She's as close to a guardian angel as it gets out here. I'll need to get clever with this lock.
Here lies Deborah Ford, victim of sororicide. No gentler soul has graced this plane, except for perhaps her sister Ella. Here lies Ella Ford, victim of sororicide. No gentler soul has graced this plane, except for perhaps her sister Deborah. Here lies Victor Flynn, a life story cut short here.
There's no body here, only a pile of rocks.
Skies today.
Faked his own death, did he? That's one way to avoid debtor's prison.
Here lies Flannel Snook, sadly missed by all the Snooks. As you reach to push open the heavy door, the coils and whirls of engraved wood dance into a new pattern. The semblance of a face arises, a face that seems to look right through you.
A little sorcerer come to play. You are a sorcerer, are you not? Perhaps even God-woken. Tell me true, now.
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle. Worryingly closer, you hear some kind of a moan. Time passes. At last, the lips on the door creak open, and the door speaks.
Leave.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl back into a floral pattern. No amount of pushing can budge the door one crumb. No. As you approach the door again...
Are you ready to tell the truth this time, little sorcerer? You are a God-woken, no?
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle.
Enter.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl back into a floral pattern. A loud metallic click can be heard from deep within.
Who builds a mansion on the edge of a graveyard?
The servant grumbles. The dusty staircase leads to another hatch, which is blocked tight. As you push, it budges slightly, and some sand drifts onto the floor from the other side. No matter how much you strain and grunt, the hatch barely budges. For this task, you are simply not strong enough.
Death prowls above. Ascend only if you seek it. Truly beautiful poetry on the page. A visitor. Such a rare and exquisite pleasure.
The elf tilts his head backwards, but his squinted eyes don't stray from yours.
Call me Riker. Please, do avail yourself of my creature comforts. You've surely come a long way. It's not an ordinary location, I admit, but I prefer to be extraordinary. There is no pleasure in mediocrity. Don't you agree, Godwoken? So much potential, but still so naive. It is my very business to know things, Red Scale. I also see you are not yet whole.
He presses a slender forefinger against his tight lips and hums.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek if you offer something in return. A completely fair exchange between sorcerers. Let's not be so secretive, my good fellow. You're dying to show off those smouldering talents of yours. You just don't know how to handle them. I can help you with that. I can share my bond with the source with you, fill your well to the brim, make you a master. The rest of the story, well, it's yours to write. You must go to the Black Pits. There's a cavern there. In it, you'll find a stone tablet of considerable value.
He points to the location on your map.
Bring it to me. It's a miracle of the ancients. Priceless, really, and powerful enough to draw the Magister's attentions. I won't bore you with further detail. Suffice it to say, it is safer in my hands than in theirs.
Riker's lips stretch and his cheeks bulge, but you couldn't rightly call his unusual grimace a smile.
I'm a man of taste, as you no doubt see. A relic this significant would make an incredible addition to my collection. Don't deny an old elf his simple pleasures. A promise you'd best fulfill.
Riker bows his head deeply.
Then you'll have the power you seek, if not the power that trumps it. There will always be one greater, you know. Now please, don't let me keep you. Tarquin. Ah, that must be the fellow I found snooping in unwanted places. There are some types, deceitful types, that don't deserve to be among a place of such treasure. He doesn't appreciate what the dead can do for us, my friend.
He turns the back of his hand towards you and waves it back and forth, nudging you away.
Do be sure to see yourself out. These tomes demand my attention. Truly beautiful poetry on the page.
I've spotted something.
The servant emits a menacing growl.
I hear something scurrying around.
You, apple tater cheese.
The rat's tail twists and untwists. His ears cock and uncock.
Cheese food, fruit food.
The turtle looks up at you, slowly. It looks down, slowly. It looks back to you, slowly.
Lucky in life, unlucky in love.
She lets loose a long sigh. She inhales. She sighs again.
Oh, Rory, the rat. He's just over there. Don't blink, or he'll flit right past, like a rat. His Grace, I'm gruel. I'm too slow to give him smooches, and he's so smoochable. If only I could keep up. I could groan sweet things in his little ears. I could tell him I love him. I like bees. Oh, how kind. But I don't like butter. You could try carrot juice. Or some kind of nectar? The rats like nectar. Maybe cheese juice. Is there such a thing as cheese juice? Oof. Oh, that's too bad. Because then you could cheese juice her up.
She grins at her own joke. It takes a good minute for her mouth to reach a full smile. The turtle looks up at you, slowly.
Lucky in life used to be the ladies. Was there one day and wasn't the next. Riker now, nice guy, gives me beads. I like beads. May the soil under your feet stay ever soft.
No time, need food. Hungry cheeseberry.
The rat vacuums up your scent. Its whiskers twitch.
Food.
Don't I need food?
The rat's tail twists and untwists. His ears cock and uncock.
Food. Can't talk, hungry. Can't talk, hungry.
The rat's tail twists and up.
Food, food, food. Don't I need food?
The masked creature grunts 3 times at the sight of you. It reaches its arm out. Clasped in its hand is a crumpled parchment. You take the page, and the...
Kin, you speak to Cure, hatched from the egg of Zora. It pleases Cure to speak to lizards once more. But why does a dragonkin leave the ancient empire? Why does a dragonkin come to such a dark place?
You stare in shock. It's speaking perfect old tongue. You'd have no idea what it was saying if you weren't well versed in the Empire's ancient texts.
A champion of the sun? Cure is pleased. Our old master would be proud. Has the Empire fallen so far? The old master would never have allowed such folly. Cure's old master taught Cure. Consul Zara, esteemed lizard consul, was the most prestigious master. Until the elf killed Consul Zara.
The lizard lets out a low, rumbling hiss.
Killed Zara for gold. Then he stole Zara's chest and stole Cure away. A prisoner, yes, but my master's secrets are safe. The vile elf cannot speak our elegant tongue, and he could not break open her chest. It tried for many weeks, but its enchantments are strong. In the elf's rage, it was thrown into the flames of our lizard graves. Even there, it could not be destroyed. It brought joy to hear the elf's fury.
The lizard's eyes, cold, search your face for a moment.
Cure has hoped to keep his master's secrets until the end of time. But it is right that a kin of your majesty should know. If you can douse the fire, good prince, sing these words. The chest will open for you like a cracked egg. Honor the memory of Cure's master. She deserves nothing less.
The air buzzes with sauce here.
What's this? I found something.
The servant emits a menacing growl. The servant emits a menacing growl. The dog growls and bares its teeth at you in a wide, unsettling grin. You swear you see a worm emerge from its grey-pink gums, then burrow back in.
Come closer. I dare you.
He sniffs, he snarls.
I am death. There's no defying me.
The dog's growls intensify and transform into a rhythmic rasp that mimics laughter. You swear you see the ground behind him momentarily churn and tremble.
Do not mock me. You know what lies beneath. But I will not allow you another step closer, Newt. Kanna's already laid claim to it. Ha! She calls herself master. I call her minion. Whatever name you choose, it is her hand that will wield it, not yours.
The dog raises its head to the stormy sky and howls. The earth beneath you vibrates, a dirge plucked on the strings of a rotting lute.
Necrotic troll, you are summoned. Crawl through the gate. The earth opens for thee.
chest before you is covered in old ancient empire pictograms. You consider trying to find some lockpicks in your bag, but looking at the chest, you don't see any keyhole. You hear a deep rumbling from inside the chest, and a voice emerges. It hisses and clicks at you in the old tongue, your people's ancient language.
This chest recognizes Consul Zara as master. Speak her words or return me to the flames.
With a quiet click, the lid of the chest swings open.
Together, Bree.
Wars are brewing, my friend, and we may find ourselves on different sides, in which case prices will go up. Buy now while you still can.
To march against the ancient empire!
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything. Culprit still at large!
How are you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!